This is going to be a super special, not at all special episode where, because I only have one monitor for the moment, I can't have my normal overlay. So it has to, everyone sees from the DM side. So if you guys rewatch this at all, try not to spoil yourselves on anything you see. I'll be using the book as much as I can to not put story stuff up.
Okie dokie, artichoke. Ugh, that was recorded, wasn't it? Shit.
Artichoke me, daddy.
Good job.
What was I saying before I got distracted by loud children?
Don't look at the video.
Yeah, oh no, like you can look at the video. I'll do my best not to reveal things, in case I don't give a shit. Yeah. Last I remember, Thok was in a party, of rich snobby people, snooty poops.
Correct.
He had, you bluffed your way in, become one with the crowd of faceless assholes.
I remember that. Yeah, went in like I belonged there because the other way was apparently trapped, but I didn't know that at the time. Or I mean, not trapped, but I would have run into the host of the party or something. I don't know.
Trouble.
Yeah, trouble.
Yeah, the other way was naught but issues. And you were in.
Yep.
Also, other things happened. Severian, you had just talked your way. You were following two people. Yeah.
I was.
You were following what's her name and what's her niddle. What were their names?
Sounds about right.
Eliza? No. No, I mean in the book I have to actually find the fucking name.
Eleanor?
Eleanor Yannette.
Not Cullinan?
Eleanor Cunningham.
Oh.
NPC. Eleanor Yannette. Who was taking the mysterious Isabel Travers somewhere.
Seems legit.
You guys had also met the train attendant, Malia Baccarin. You'd also met douchebag McGee.
He was the best guy.
He was not.
It's high boon.
Every time I see that picture, like their shadow just makes it look like he has a Hitler mustache, and I can't not see it.
Yeah.
Wait, he doesn't have a Hitler mustache?
No, that's his nose shadow.
His
It
nose.
looks like he has.
how-
It just looks like a kind of lopsided one, though.
It's
been
only on
shifted
the
over.
right side of his nose.
Like he has a mustache that's growing right out of his nose.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so
Oh
bad.
my god, I hope that's never the trend.
Oh,
Just imagine
if it is, it
hipsters
started
curling
here,
their nose
folks.
hairs.
Oh man.
You'd also met Virzibek Tantelevich, a lucky man, apparently. You found the assassin that
Seems like
tried...
a decent dude, and I'm sad about what I might have to do with him.
Wow, that went dark. You also met Brienne, or Bree Caldecus. I can't remember anything important about her. You also met Damata Griento, the man who was traveling with his family. Apparently to see the sights, but I think someone talked to him and he was less interested in the sights and more interested in something else.
Yes.
Yes.
Kinetics.
Yes. What else? Who else did we meet? What else did we do? Pretty sure that's where it is. Like, Severian, you just went through the gate and then we were like, done.
Yep.
Where was everyone else? Dimitri...
Didn't
think
a
Dimitri
bunch
was
of
with
us?
me.
Yeah, didn't we go to a pub and we saw I think was it Tantelevich and some other people?
That's right. And Tadilevich toasted a bunch of people, and then like toasted you guys, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
let me
included
find that
Bree
because I
and,
read that out.
what's his face? Douchebag.
Right. Oliver.
Oliver, yeah. So
So
Oliver
you-
and Bree were also there right there.
Yes, you guys were in Shiraj, was the town. That was it. And let me relink the story bits.
Story bits are the best bits.
The story bits are the best bit. Hey, so this is one of the parts where you guys shouldn't read. Because all of the spoilers are on the
We'll
screen.
close our eyes.
So Tantelevich said, all of you care so much for free drinks that you listen to a foreigner ramble on? So I suppose I must toast myself to Verzibek Tantelevich. Is that what he said? Fuck, I can't remember.
It was something along those lines.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
He seemed like in a really good mood and was like toasting everybody.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
drunk
And
off
then he
his
came down
rocker.
and offered you drinks, right?
Chucking
And then
everyone in a
suggested you
toaster.
play some
What?
dice.
Yeah, wasn't there like a little gambling night we'd organised?
Yes.
Poker, basically,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was like a couple hours away or something, and then everybody had gone into town and was like following leads and stuff before the party.
Yeah. That's right. And then, as he was playing dice with you guys, people start to leave. Boone, Bree, they both make exits from the bar. So we'll pick up there, eh? Because if there was anything after that, I can't remember enough to make it make sense, and you guys probably don't remember enough to argue with me. So,
I was
oh,
still
go
on
ahead.
the train with him.
Yeah, you were looking for the stuff in the train, right? You were looking for that guy's bag.
Right. I think there was somebody with me. I can't remember, though.
That was me before I went off to follow the people.
Yeah, 'cause-
Yeah,
Right.
'cause I think there was,
Yeah.
there was a few of us that did the speak with dead thing, and then we sort of split off from there.
Yeah.
And we kind of found out from the speak with dead that he's kind of got it in a pocket, which could be hard to find.
a Phuket dimension.
Right. The pocket dimension, yeah.
Of a similar vein to Katya's gun dimension or gun pocket.
Yeah, best girl Katya, yep.
I don't remember that being her name, but I'll take your word for it.
It's definitely her name.
Love of my life, Katya! Oh
She's
dear.
best.
So, I'll chuck in a quick. If we have a majority click, I'll get cracking. Press Blutan.
Press button.
Press Bhutan. Okay, cool. Alright, so, picking up, we'll start with y'all in the bar. Dimitri, Seal de Tour, which I'm assuming is your hidden name, or your assumed name, Orzov. Zumbrio, Trabro, and I think by now, Society, you would be able to have met up with them, or Adasis. You guys, you would have been able to meet up with them at the bar. So,
Yeah.
as the drinking merriment and dice is going on, and Tintelevich is, playing with you all, being quite sociable and boisterous. You guys notice that Boone leaves. In fact, it doesn't take long for him to leave. He's got his young lady friend.
I
Yeah,
remember them leaving, yeah.
yeah, he had a young lady friend that he left with. And as he leaves, he offers some high-spirited shouts to other beautiful women in the bar. But then they leave, and from what you can see out the window, they look to be heading out towards the Rail Enclave, which is where you guys, where your train is staying. Is anyone going to follow Boone? Take that as a no.
I guess that's a no.
Sure, why not?
No, you don't have to. Like, there's going to be different people going at different times, so you can follow who you'd like to.
Right.
So-
Somebody followed Bree somewhere. I'm just remembering that.
We'll just pick up from here and we can readdress it because
Yeah.
people's motivations
Mhm.
might have changed. So no one's going to follow Boone? Cool.
Oh, well, I
Alright.
can't. So
Yeah, no, you're already at a party. You followed, who did you follow? What was his name?
mysterious lady.
That's it.
Yeah, I
That's her
think
name.
I
right?
was the one following Bree.
Right, so it was you following Bree, Quinn O'Reilly following, Eleanor Yadnet and Isabel Travers. Okay, that makes sense.
If you
Okay,
want me
so-
to,
Go ahead.
if you want me to follow someone, just say. Because I'm just been trying to start up my own religion.
I don't care. You can follow whoever you like.
I was more directed to the party.
Okay, so 10 minutes later, or 10 to 15 minutes later, you notice Bree finishes her drink and leaves, and this is where Severian, you follow her a short while. Are you going to follow her, like what manner are you going to follow her? As if it was just a perfectly ordinary, you walk the same direction as her, or are you going to try and keep in the shadows?
I think I was using like disguise instead of stealth. With my imposter armor, kind of changing my clothes, lots of different large brimmed hats, hoods.
Okay, so out in this area of town, out of these, or in this particular enclave, there's there appears to be some sort of curfew in effect. So there's very few people on the streets at all. It'll be quite challenging, but if you want to try to do that, roll me your either bluff or yeah, no, bluff is the fitting one. Nice roll.
I think I'm good.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to seemingly not draw any attention to yourself. And she...
I become an endless procession of hobos.
Man, there's a lot of homeless people following me tonight, just one by one. So she ends up going to a carriage depot, and you stay just near enough that you hear her hiring a ride, and she requests to go to the Sovereign's mansion.
Oh shit.
Is that where Rylar did some espionage?
I think, possibly?
I think that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's fine.
No, she just goes to a random... They just went to a random wealthy district house, an opulent manor house high up on a hill. Yeah, so she's going to a sovereign mansion. It'd be difficult to follow her, but not impossible. Do you wish to continue to follow her from this point?
Yeah. If I
Okay.
get a look at somebody's livery, then I can make my shit look like their livery.
Nice. Well, it's pretty easy because as you go through the various districts towards the capital district, there's more and more police roaming the streets, and it becomes easy for you to pick up enough to sort of make yourself become one of them. Or at least, you know, for a glance, if not any close inspection. The Sovereign's mansion itself has a wide flat lawn surrounding it, and numerous soldiers guarding the walls as the cart pulls up and Bree disembarks. You can probably get close to the grounds, but there will be very little opportunity for you to get inside unless you have a particularly fantastic idea. The grounds themselves are studded with stones that you can see beyond, sort of peppering the lawn. They look to be purposefully placed there rather than something that's just failed to be cleaned up. Some of them are quite large, and from where you're standing looking through the gatehouse nearby, you can see one of the stones has a placard on it as if it's of import, and the placard describes why. Impossible to read from here, though.
I mean, can I get close enough to read it?
You'd have to get within the gates. You'd have to find a way past the gatehouse and the manned wall to do so.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I can probably talk my way in, but then I'd be in and surrounded by guards and with no good way out.
Well, it's your choice. So, for a good short while, at least an hour, there's little activity after she passes through the gate. Do you want to do anything for this hour, or do you want to just wait until she returns? Perhaps just watch for that, or what's the plan? Try and get in?
Um,
Or do you want to have a think and I'll see what someone else wants to do and come back to you?
yeah, let me think about it.
Okay, so we'll cut back to Ryla. As
Hi.
as you're standing amongst this party and someone passes you a small crystal glass with shrimp lining the outside of it and some sort of blue-black liquid on the inside. It's unclear whether you're meant to drink or eat this thing, but it's in your hand now. Fantastic, enjoy it.
I'm gonna just down it immediately.
You just shrimp and all, just everything.
Just everything.
Okay, and you get a bit of a weird look, and you look over and you see someone's like got one of these shrimp and is sipping this black liquid through it as if it was a sort of straw. But then they eat the shrimp. They just, I guess the look is just, wow, what a quick way to eat this, you weirdo. Instead of enjoying it, my goodness.
I'm a trendsetter, thank you.
Yeah, this party just sort of reeks of self-indulgent opulence. People eating and drinking weird shit just because it's expensive. It's typical rich person feasteries. But now, the host of the party, who addressed everyone when you were there, or sort of gave everyone a little "Hello, how's everybody going?"
Right.
He's making the rounds around the room, you know, being sociable, talking to people. Are you going to try and sort of stay out of his way, or do you want to try and talk to him?
I probably won't try and talk to him at the moment, but I might kind of stick nearby him, kind of see what
Okay.
he's saying, see what's good,
Yeah.
what's going on.
Okay.
I do remember that before I used perfect disguise to disguise myself as just like a regular tiefling. I think it was.
Yeah.
It's nondescript man
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, yeah, staying sort of just ahead of him in the crowd, if you will. Like he sort of moves towards people and you nonchalantly move away. You do still manage to glean enough that this man, Busha Monmare, that's his name, he appears to be trying to grease people up uh, rather than talk up his own riches and businesses. He appears to be trying to flatter these people quite a lot. Roll me an insight as you're sort of keeping an ear out of what's going on.
All right.
Okay, so a few little bits and pieces which don't make sense on their own, but when you listen enough, you get the feeling that all of the people here are involved in some sort of trade, and they all seem to be involved in the same trade. This includes Eleanor Yannette, who he does spend quite a bit of time trying to talk up and curry favor with. And it's not for a good 30-40 minutes of him talking and you making small talk with other members to try and clarify things, that you realize all of the people here seem to be involved in some sort of, I say human trade, but it's not just humans, right? It's fleshmongering. They're all involved in trafficking of some sort.
Not the fun kind of trafficking either. That's not good.
No.
Oh boy.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
oh no, I got nothing.
Okay. So, yeah, you sort of get a general idea of the purpose of Eleanor's trip, at least to this point. Appears to be, yeah, trying to gain business or garner business or increase business with some sort of trafficking.
I'm gonna do something. It's
Okay.
not related to
Going to kill everybody in the room.
Yes. No, actually, it's not related to our investigation, but I'll probably, if I hear names and shit, I'll make a mental note of them.
Okay.
Kind of my unofficial capacity as a RC Red Hot Chili Pepper agent.
Yeah, roll me a perception. A red hot chili pepper agent. Nah, I love it. Okay. So obviously you get Bushamon,
Right.
but you also get a mention from someone, Luke.
Just
and
Luke.
Octavia.
Okay.
Those are the only names that come up. Their relevance to the discussion is unclear, but they are mentioned a few times. There are other names that are mentioned, like, oh, you know Barry from down the road? Wah, Barry, that Barry, wow.
But nothing important.
Yeah, the only ones that sort of come up in conversation when conversation is leaning towards this trafficking are those ones.
Okay.
And in fact, listening out for that, you begin to understand that Busha himself is I guess, a cleaner businessman that is trying to expand into this area. This party is not that he's involved in it already, more like he's trying to get involved in it because it's quite lucrative.
Okay. So he's schmoozing with the criminals in order to make his way in.
Yeah, pretty much. In order to expand beyond the limits of his current business empire, he's throwing this small banquet for those in the other circles.
Not that I'm there or anything, but do you know if this is like legal, all this stuff here, or is this like all black market underground shit?
That's a point, actually. Yeah, is
I
trafficking
imagine
really
it
that illegal?
is in fact underground. Otherwise, you wouldn't necessarily have this.
Now, slavery and indentured servants and trafficking are all things that have been made illegal by various international agreements. But roll me a history for this country.
Ooh, well, that's gonna be a good roll. And by good, I mean bad.
Now you're in Dana still. Now, Dana was quite southern state about it all. They were not happy with the agreement, and it's one of the various sticking points with the sort of the current political climate. A lot of their industry was built on the back of physical laborers, especially because magic became less reliable in Daenor compared to, say, your own country.
Right.
Yeah, just basically because of the malice that stopped magic working, they've had to rely a lot on more practical means of getting things done. And yeah, slavery, human trafficking, that sort of thing, while illegal, is definitely something that still goes on. So it's
Right. So
I mean, if you went to the authorities, you might have equal chances of them going, "Oh, that's terrible. Let's do something about it." Them going, "Oh, that's terrible. We'll
Right.
probably do something about that." It would be
Just-
either or would be equally likely. So there's your cool map of the world, if you like. Still up there now. So you're in Shiraj, which is there-ish.
Okay. So yeah, so basically just like technically, legally it's illegal, but they still do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of still the
Yeah, and
way
they're
of
telling
doing
other countries they don't do it. That's
Right.
basically it.
it. Okay.
So the party itself begins to start to wind down. People begin to move on. The longer you stay here, the more likely it is that you're going to be one of the only and one of the few remaining guests, making it all but impossible to avoid this man. Are you going to stick around? Are you going to try and talk to him now, or are you going to make tracks with one of these groups?
Ah, shit. Like I want to get more info from him maybe, but I just don't know what I would even say.
Okay.
Uh, oh, maybe I'll just give him a cursory like greeting. Oh, nice party. It's great. Good stuff. Lots of important people. Blah blah blah, etc. etc.
Okay. To what end? Like, are you gonna try and talk him up for something, or are you just gonna be like, "Thanks for the party, later, bro"?
Uh, I kind of want to try and edge it towards like who exactly the people I'm following are working for. If I kind of like if it's a hush hush sort of group, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to see if I can get at least a lead to see if they're with who the obscurity is that? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So you wanna talk particularly about Eleanor, yeah?
yeah.
Okay. So this is gonna require a roll. You're gonna need to roll either a streetwise or a bluff.
Okay, I'll do streetwise. Sorry, my voice is kind of going out.
That's right. And as you come up to talk to him, and he sort of nods to you, he's just saying goodbye to a group, and he turns and you greet him, and he says, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with the face." He extends a hand. What's your name again? Sorry. And who are you traveling with?
Oh shit! Yeah, I should have expected that. That is definitely something I should have seen coming.
Are you just gonna say, "Oh shit," and just run?
Just, you're talking to me, and just barge out the door.
No, I'll say I'm an acquaintance of. Ah, fuck. Luke.
Don't say Eleanor.
No, no.
You say Luke?
Yeah. I'm gonna
That's
make
not a name that you've heard. Oh, no, it is a name. No,
Yeah.
shit, sorry, it was you. Okay. So, as you say Luke, surprise
okay.
comes over his face for a moment. You catch it very, very clearly. And then he says, sorry, excuse me, I didn't realize the Sovereign Gear was sending someone tonight. And he sort of, I didn't realize he was, yes, he's not upset he wasn't invited, was he?
Oh, upset? No, no. He understands you. You know how he is.
Of course. Well, I assume you're here to make sure that his journey is going to be safe from tomorrow, yes? All the
Yes.
preparations have been made.
Can we go over them again, just to make sure everything's up to the standards of our standards, I should say.
Well, there was a bodyguard meant to be arriving on the train for, well, and he sort of looks around, another member. From what I understand, the other member didn't arrive, so we've seconded this bodyguard to ensuring Luke is safe for the remainder of his journey.
I see. Okay.
From what I understand, they've been well informed, and he offers you a description of this bodyguard, which matches Brienne Caldicus.
Son of a bitch. All right.
Yes, they've been briefed. I believe they were on their way to rendezvous with Luke and Octavia this very evening to discuss the journey.
Good. So far, everything's matched what I've been told and what I've been expecting. Okay.
Yes. Now, well, I mean, this all could have been dealt with via communique. Are you sure there's nothing else? Perhaps we should retire to somewhere more private. And he sort of requests that you let him farewell his last guests and meet him in the what do they call those rooms? The little library room, right? Library drinking room. Where you have your brandies and
Right.
cigars.
Study.
Yeah, study. Meet me in the study. Let me just farewell these gentlemen here. And he sort of waves you off to a room to the side, further in the house, as he begins to say goodbye to his last guest.
As soon as I'm not in sight of anybody, I'm going to prep a needle with some poison in my blowgun just to be safe and put it in an easily accessible spot.
Okay, you just shove it up your sleeve.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can easily do that. I'm not even going to make you roll it. He's going to be distracted
Okay.
with the guests. You can sort of make your way over to the table and pretend to be admiring the food and drink and just easily prepare that. And a few minutes later, as he has farewelled his last guests and made his way to the study where he meets you, he says, "All right, well, now that all pretense of politeness has been covered, why on earth are you here? Out in the open? As I say, the communique could have covered all of this. What is the real reason you're here? Do you understand the risks? Does Luke understand the risks?"
Of course, but there's been leaks.
Leaks? What do you mean leaks? This whole thing is a complete clusterfuck.
That's kind of the problem, isn't it?
Well, when things are as poorly planned as they are, of course there are going to be leaks. We expected leaks. I don't need Luke sending you down here to tell me there are leaks. I understand there are leaks. Why are you here? And he's sort of like, not overbearing on you, but sort of taking a step towards you, just getting grumpier and grumpier. Not like he's going to leap up and attack you or anything, just trying to set his place as above you.
Okay, well, as in full, fucking one of those birds do that puff themselves up. I'll
Yeah.
just kind
Gonna
of
start
puff myself up.
peacocking.
Yeah, exactly. Start peacocking, stand up straight, kind of like stare him down. Just say, I'm here to make sure that everything is in order because things, as you said, have been a clusterfuck.
He's taken aback a bit. Roll me an intimidate.
Uh-oh.
He sort of steps back and then he slumps onto the seat. He says, "I understand. You understand it's out of my control, don't you? I didn't want any of this to happen."
I'll
As for this,
I'll kind of, put on the understanding, like,
You good cop, bad copping yourself.
yeah, exactly. Like, listen, we understand that not everything's been your fault, It's just, with such a delicate situation, we have to make sure there's no major issues, right?
He nods. Well, of course, that's why the others are now involved. But from what I understand, everything will be taken care of in the next couple of days. Bree has assured me when I talked to her via communique, she told me that there were other members that were going to deal with the problem. I have the utmost faith.
Shit, how do I word this without, like, fuck. Oh, if I ask it, he's gonna give it super suspicious. Just to
We
be
can probably-
clear.
probably got enough to. Oh, I'll shut up because I'm not there.
Oh no, it's fine, buddy. I'm gonna make a gamble here, and if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna shoot him with the dart and run away.
Classic there.
Pocket sand.
Sand. I'm gonna say, just to be clear, which members do we have in position? We've had
Roll
a
me a
few
bluff.
unexpected.
Roll me a
Okay.
bluff.
Oh, phew. You'll tell me if it's bad so I can hero point it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to roll it in the tower if you want.
Oh,
You don't need to hero point.
Okay.
He says, "You know as well as I do. Cells are compartmentalized. I don't have names. The only reason I know of this," and he mentions the bodyguard. This bodyguard at all is because of how fucked up things went, and we had to make do. I've been told
Good.
there are units, there are people. They will deal with it. That is enough. It should be enough for you, and it most definitely will be enough for Luke. We will discuss this on our meeting before he leaves tomorrow. You tell him that much."
Of course. And of course, I just had to make sure you didn't know anything you didn't need to know. And you understand, surely.
He nods. And then he sort of gestures away like, "Just leave, please."
Of course, and it was a wonderful party, and you have yourself a wonderful night.
Sort of like cheers you sarcastically with his almost empty glass. "Don't let the door hit you on the way out." Allowing you to leave. Are you going to do anything while you're here, or are you just going to leave as if everything's okay? Murder. What makes you think it was murder?
Oh, I should kill him, but I probably wouldn't be able to without causing a whole bunch of noise. Was he wearing a ring? I'll roll a perception.
He is
if you
wearing
need
a
to.
ring. He's wearing 3 rings, actually.
Is one of them gold?
Yes,
Or
they're
are
all
they
gold.
all gold?
They're all gold,
Okay.
but one of them is a plain gold band.
Son of
Similar,
a
possibly, to the rings that you found on other people.
Okie dokie. Well, balls. No, I'm not gonna risk it. I
What's the
think I
worst
could.
that could happen?
A lot, actually. A lot of worse things. Nah, I'm just gonna leave. I think I got plenty of information.
Okay, so you make your way leaving, and we cut to Edeasis.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going, buddy? So you
Just hanging bar
Yeah.
right now.
you and Trabro and Dimitri, yeah? Wait, no, Dimitri, you're at the bar?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think I decided, since I'm the marshal, it's like, and I'm not good at subterfuge, it's probably best if I sort of probably sit this stuff out rather than have a lot of awkward questions about why the marshal's snooping around and stuff that's not his business.
Okay,
Mhm.
alright. So, Edeasis and Trabro, you guys chilling in the bar as Severian has followed off Bree, and Ryla's disappeared off.
Right. So I imagine this is probably Odysseus' first time really meeting a Tandalov.
Right.
The drinks are hitting you hard, aren't they?
Yeah. Tantalovich.
Yeah. Vizbek Tintelovich.
Mm-hmm. So I imagine I'm just trying to small talk him, gamble a little with this guy, get to know him a little bit before this game we were invited to.
Yeah.
Didn't we invite people to the game?
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
set it up, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been mostly isolated from actually talking to people up until now, so I mean, Society is a simple man. He has his texts. He has mostly been reading them in an effort to better himself. That's the whole.
He's got no
Yeah.
people skills.
Yes, exactly. Just like me. So yeah, that's basically what's going on. Just
Okay.
gambling with Tatelovich, getting to know him.
All right. Roll me a streetwise, if you like.
So how much money are you
Streetwise.
going to lose to this guy?
Let me get it here. Yeah, that's not great. I'm not too bothered by it. Oh,
You gonna keep that?
yeah. And then while we're chatting, I imagine that at some points Susie is like, "Oh, well, what do you do for a living, Mr. Tantavlich?"
And he sort of gestures to the big pile of gold that's sitting in front of him from the gambling that he is most assuredly winning. Which I had a picture, but for some reason it's not there. So,
Oh,
hang on, let me fix it. I'll get it. I'll get it. Don't worry, I'll get it. It's gonna be in Discord, not Fantasy Ground. So.
okay. Ah.
He gestures to the gold in front of him with a big grin. Says, "A living? Well, a man could live off this fortune for an age." His accent's changed. I don't remember what his accent was. It's been too long.
Good enough.
He and I are not a
The
master
dwarf
of
in his blood
substitution.
is really coming out.
What accent did I have for him? He wasn't a... Was he?
It was
No.
It would have been Russian, wouldn't it? Because he's a dwarf.
Oh, I wouldn't have done that accent.
Or Russian.
Men could live off this for an age. No?
I don't remember you doing the.
I don't
Bro
think I did
accent.
it. I don't think I did any accent for him, to be
I
honest.
don't know if I don't think you gave him an accent, honestly.
It's probably for the best. So he gives you the impression that he doesn't make money as such in any of the traditional means that you would expect. It does get to about 11 o'clock. Reasonably late. You guys are expected to be back at the train in 8 hours, ready to leave. And he sort of scoops the pile closer to himself and into a small sack that he's got nearby, a small bag that he's got nearby. And he says, "Well, I think that's enough good fortune for tonight." And he stands up, ready to leave.
Well, I don't really need to follow him. I imagine this guy is fairly cut and dry, from what I can tell. Is there anything I could have gotten off of him by just talking to him? Just by observing him during
He's
his.
very easy to read in this situation. There's nothing about him that gives you reason to believe he's anything more than a lucky dwarf right now, who's very happy to be drinking,
Right.
happy to be chilling with you fine gentlemen on a expensive and well-respected train ride around the country.
That's what I kind of expected. Let me do a quick detect magic with my. Well, we're in Daymar though. Is my magic going to be messed up a bit here?
Your magic will be alright where you are. You guys haven't reached the Melis land. Sort of that level of impact on magic doesn't so much affect the smaller things that you'd be doing. It would affect sort of larger enchantments and longer running magics. In the Melis lands, things might be different.
So a subtle detect magic during all this would it'll go unaffected, relatively speaking.
Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, you've done this before with him. You know there is
Yes.
some magic with him, and you get the same feelings now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Can't
near impossible to pinpoint.
near impossible. Okay. Nothing
At
else
least
is
there's chance.
standing.
Do it.
Right. Hmm. So I will. So yeah, I'll start saying my goodbyes, but as Society starts to say his goodbyes, he does. You see him push those glasses that are always on like the brim of his nose right up to his face, and it's like, "Oh yes, Mr. Tantavlich, tell me, you were a researcher, right? What did you say you were researching?"
He looks taken aback. Did I say that? And then he sort of, you mean, luck? Yes, chance.
Hmm.
Yes, that was a field I dabbled in, somewhat.
I see. I see you've dabbled in it very well indeed. I'd say you were almost a master of it.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but well, I and he's sort of quickly shuffling the last few gold pieces into his bag.
Much better than
I'm
me, I
very
think.
very tired. Perhaps we can have this conversation
Yeah.
another time. And you see the other people that have lost gold to him, perked up at your mention of this study of magics, and a few people begin to make hey,
Ooh, wait a minute.
hey faces.
Oops.
What's this you're talking about?
Uh-oh.
Uh, hmm. Actually, it's been long enough that I forgot. I guess that was sort of my. Uh, I forgot that there were people around. That was the problem. That was my code for saying that I was using my eyes of charming, incidentally.
Okay.
But the moment I can't realize that, oh wait, there are still people mulling around. You see him very quickly push the glasses back down to his
Okay.
brim. It might not be a good idea to use that here. not when it might incriminate him a bit much.
All right. So you sort of backtrack a little bit and avoid or help to diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
Somewhat?
I wasn't trying. He wasn't trying to imply like he was cheating. Just that he knows. Surely that study, he knows his. You know, he knows how to roll them
Yeah.
and when to fold them.
And with that sort of subtle backtrack, he nods and says, "Yes, I mean, in all of my studies," and he says this as much for the other people's benefits as perhaps deflecting this accusation or what he sees as an accusation. Much as my studies showed, mathematics of luck are impossible, and he emphasizes impossible to influence. He says, but I think that's enough discussion for tonight. And here's a big yawn. He has a big yawn, and I literally read the words tired, and I got tired.
Sounds like you need some coffee.
Kids, they make you perpetually tired. He excuses himself and leaves. Now you see a few people sort of hemming and hawing, and a few. That sounds like a bit of bullshit to me. Oh, lucky he's leaving. Would have dealt with him. Just various, barroom bravados going on after he's gone. Leaving you and Trabro here with Orzov. Orzov, you're here? Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure.
He's probably gotten back here by now.
Yeah. And you guys are in the bar until around midnight, when Quinn returned from your party, arrives back at the bar.
I don't give much notice to him.
I'll kind of just not just kind of sit, drink, then be like, "Oh, our poker game. We should go to the poker game."
Yes, that might be a very good idea.
For my part, I figure I'll let Bree do her thing inside, and let's follow her back when she comes out,
Okay.
and
So-
then meet everybody else back where we're supposed to meet.
All right. Roll me a perception for when you see her making her way to the gate. She is accompanied by someone there. Roll me a perception, see if you can see anything about this man. You can't tell a whole lot, but you can definitely recognize that this man is a tiefling. And you know that the sovereign of this nation, the family are all tieflings. It's quite possible that that is one of the sovereigns, or at least one of the family.
Is he dressed fancy?
He is dressed mightily fancy.
What gives the whole tiefling thing away? Is it the horns?
Yes.
He could just be a
Whoa.
cuckold.
Oh man, the masterclass in investigation, yo.
It is the horns. You do see enough to know that he's not the leader of the nation himself. It's probably someone in the family.
Makes sense. That's not who she said she was going to bodyguard, though.
Correct. She had originally divulged that the person she expected to bodyguard did not arrive on the train.
Ah. Alright. Seems like good information to have. Guess I'll follow them to see where they're going.
Okay. The person you see is this man here.
He also got chin horns.
He does.
Who doesn't have chin ones though?
He got horns all over.
I heard motherfucker had 30 goddamn horns.
I just realized I fucking muted all of my sound just now. Wonderful.
Oh, nice.
I'm a genius.
Okay. So she leaves the manor, this place, and you follow her back to the train enclave. She heads back, or the rail enclave, I should say. She heads back without making any other journey on the way, and you quickly find yourself getting back to the area where the others were. Now I don't know if you know they were going to the bar before you left. Oh no, you did. You left on there, didn't you? So yeah, you find her taking the carriage back to the carriage depot where she hired the ride, and then she walks back towards the rail enclave and heads back inside.
What about the guy?
The guy, he stays at this. The
Oh,
manor.
okay.
Yeah, sorry, I
He
didn't
was
say that.
walking around.
Yeah, he sort of saw her out to the car. They had a short discussion well beyond earshot, and then she makes her way back to the rail enclave.
Alright, then I'll go ahead and meet everyone else.
Okay, you do. As you're getting close to the bar, however, you hear what sounds like a sort of repetitive squelching noise coming from a side road, just sort of a couple of blocks down from the bar.
Oh, someone's getting lucky.
I say, public indecency. I better go give them a lesson in morality.
Do you want to go and check out the couple of squelches down the
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope it's not
Yes.
gelatinous cubes mating.
Oh boy.
Wait, does that just make one gelatinous
That's
cube?
kinky.
You get down
It's
this
reverse.
this small alleyway, and it's quite dark. Quite sort of out of the way where the sound is coming from. But then you see around the corner, the squelch is not people at it. It is a pulsing from this horrendous image that stands in front of you, or rather hangs in front of you. There is a woman hung from her wrists between the two buildings that make this alleyway, spread-eagled, and from her stomach, her innards are outards. Her heart hangs just down, beating and squelching slowly, not in the rate of any normal heartbeat, just this squelch. The heart beats, and you see the blood flowing, sort of, it's going through her and then just coming out the stomach as well. The amount of blood that's on the ground is unnaturally just a shitload of blood. This should have killed someone. This heart should not be beating at the rate the blood's pouring out of the body. This woman's liver has been pulled and dangles by just a bit of sinew and connective tissue also outside of her stomach, and you can see the cut goes all the way up from the stomach up to the chest where the heart would have sat. The ribs splayed, and as you round the corner and she sees you in the very dark glim light. Glim? That's not a word, is it?
It is now.
No?
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, sure. Or-
Dim light. She looks up and she groans and she says, "Kill me, please." And then a face hugger bursts out of her chest and no.
I didn't know we ended up in a Cthulhu game. Holy shit.
She groans and she says, "Kill me." And then one word afterwards, she just says, "Boone."
Oh.
Boone did this?
Isn't he dead?
She just repeats, "Kill me."
Oh no, wait, never mind. It's good as someone else.
Want to call us
Maybe
over
it's-
here real quick?
You can
Instead
go
of
grab the
killing
others. They're
her.
like not close to you at all. Like they're not far from you at all. Sorry.
Yeah. Since I know a guy with like healing and shit, I feel like that's a good option here. I'm gonna be right back. You just hang out.
I've got a feeling it's on here.
Oh.
Don't say that.
Wow.
Don't say that.
Not like that. Look.
That's cold.
Getting a healer.
All right, so you go grab the others, and you're all brought to this site, this same scene in front of you. The heart unnaturally beating, pumping an endless source of blood through and
I
out the
vomit.
body.
She said, "Boom." I guess I was there for
Hey.
it. This doesn't happen to be the lady that went out with, that was leaving with him, was
It
it?
most certainly is.
Ah.
He's got a terrifying penis.
I guess he is not her boon
Oh,
companion.
boy.
Have you seen Species?
That's a really good film.
I'm beginning to think it was a mistake to invite this guy to our poker game.
Alright, everyone just act natural. Except for her. Sorry.
She just says, "Please end it."
Is there any hope for her? Like, in your expert opinion there, Dimitri? Wait, he's not here? Shit.
Yeah,
Wait.
Dimitri. He's Dimitri. Isn't it?
So we don't actually have a healer then.
No.
No, we don't.
You could go to the train station or the train enclave
But
to
our
get him.
artificer. I know a
I
little
think we
bit of
just got her out
heal.
of her misery.
Could I just be like,
Without needing to roll, you guys probably know that this person is
Is
kind of
fucked.
beyond most magics and medicines.
I would assume that. But I will roll.
Go for it.
Oh no.
You can roll.
I just have a good bonus.
It
Gotta
is
use it.
definitely beyond most medicines and magics.
She'll be fine once you put a bullet through her head.
Ryla?
I'm not gonna shoot her, but I'll end it.
You gonna let her suffer then, Ryla? I thought you were.
All I got is a
No.
book, so unless you want me to bludgeon her to death, it's on
No,
someone else.
I have a
Free
crossbow.
mahi-mahi.
It's silent and it'll work.
Do the honors then.
All right.
I'll start reading out some rights.
With
just
a
to be
kathunk, and amid the muttered words of Orzov reading out some rites, the lady's suffering is ended. The heart stops pumping, and as soon as it does, all of the sort of innards that were hanging out and wrapped around her just slop messily to the floor, like whatever was keeping her alive was also holding the organs close enough to perform this horrendous act. And now that it's finished, they all slop heavily to the ground below.
So
So
I'm
we're definitely
gonna
killing, right?
Sorry, one at a time.
My bad. Go ahead, buddy.
I'm gonna go ahead and clean the crossbow bolt with prestidigitation and like float it up with mage hand and hand it back, so we don't get arrested for murder and
Oh
ritual,
yeah.
ritual torture murder or whatever that was.
Murder.
All right.
You know what? It's a
As-
good plan.
As you clean it up and bring it back, magic's okay. It doesn't clean it as perfectly as it would in Riser, but it does the job, and you get the crossbow bolt back, leaving just a crossbow bolt hole in her head.
That'll throw.
They don't have CSI. We're all good.
No. Can I get a group perception check, please?
Group perception.
All of us?
Yes, everyone.
In the tower.
Everyone that's here, sorry. Sorry, Dave. You missed out.
So good.
Okay, so you guys all, except for Adair says, you all hear everything. You guys hear voices coming from the street. You
I was
hear...
gonna say, it's not unusual.
To be loved by anyone.
you hear real voices coming from the street. One of them appears to be Boone's voice, but it sounds more hurried, more worried than anything you've heard him speak like. And
Quick, hide.
you guys hear, it was just down here. They attacked us. They took her. I woke up, and then you realize that he's talking to the police, basically.
Okay.
Demetra?
Then it's a good thing I prepared something for a situation like this. 1 second. How far's the roof?
To the nearest building,
'Cause
or like
Because I got
platform?
force ladder here, and I am about ready to cast it.
Okay, 40 feet will easily get you to the roof of the building.
Yeah, let's cast force ladder. Skedaddle.
Skedaddling.
All right.
Yep.
So you conjure this ladder of arcane force. Roll me an Arcana check, please.
All right.
Ooh,
28.
lucky. Okay, so the ladder holds. All the handholds are okay enough, and you guys climb the fuck out of there. The last of you is barely up over the lip of the building when the voices round the corner. The voices round the corner, and you see a disheveled-looking Boone with 5 or 6 police officers gesturing towards, like, just the alleyway, saying, they dragged her, and then he stops, and you hear, what have they done to her? Oh my god! And he sort of breaks down and screams, how could they you must find them! You must find whoever did this! And keeps this going for a good while as they begin to secure the area.
Gonna roll an insight check on this. See.
Yeah, go for it. Roll me in the tower. In the tower.
In the
Love
tower.
if you roll
And-
badly and you're like, oh, he's being totally serious.
I like
not-
tower insight rolls. They're the best.
Yeah.
How did I roll the tower again? Sorry.
Just draw
There's
them.
a tower on
just-
the bottom right. Just drop the dice onto it. like drag the roll from your sheet onto that little tower.
Okay, second.
Just testing that out. That wasn't for anything.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I forgot.
I seem to have fucked it up. I'm sorry.
Sorry, man.
I have no idea how to work this thing, and I
Okay.
have so many windows of people.
So down the bottom right, you can see the library and tokens buttons, or the library button.
Uh huh. Yep.
Just next to that, on the left, there's a little brown castle tower thing.
Ah, I see. I had it covered up by freaking Damada's portrait.
Ah, right.
So let me
Need
get
more
there,
screen
kinda.
space.
Yep. There we go.
Okay. You get the feeling that this man is putting on a show.
Yeah. That's supposed to be 11, by the way, not 22. Accidentally rolled it, dragged onto the modifiers
Yeah,
here.
still enough. You still get the feeling that this man is putting on a show. It's a very good performance, and the police are buying into it wholeheartedly. And what he says is that he was attacked. Sort of, you guys, I assume you're listening for a little while. You're sort of safely out of sight. There's no actual ladders for them to think you escaped from. But from what you guys hear, he was attacked by a group of thugs led by a man with spiky white hair. He claims that the woman he was with when he left the bar was taken, and he was left unconscious just past the alley. And he didn't feel safe enough to go and find her by himself, so he went to the police station. And the cops seemed to buy into that he was just a victim. After a short while, he's told that perhaps it is good for him to go and get some rest. The investigation will continue, but he needs some sleep. And he, oh yeah, of course, I'll do that now. And he leaves. And if you guys even follow him just as far as around the corner of the building, beyond earshot of the police, you guys catch him laughing softly to himself. You guys can sort of, he sort of slowly walks around the corner, and then he's out of sight. He just starts walking at his brisk, normal pace, and he pulls out his little gun, twirls it once, puts it back in, and chuckles once to himself as he walks off towards the rail enclave.
Do a murder.
I also just realized I'm still disguised as a tiefling.
I assume you
Ooh.
would have turned it off to greet your friends.
Yeah. No, I'll just come up to them. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, sure. I'll make sure and not do that.
Yeah.
So are we murdering him? Oh, we're definitely murdering him, just not yet.
We can arrange a little accident.
Oh, I'm also gonna fill them in on everything I learned.
Yeah, that's probably while we're all up here on the roof.
Yes,
I guess-
while we're on the roof.
I mean, good place as any.
Very secret, it's nice, nobody knows we're here. It's good.
I wonder. I wonder if Pentavlovich Verzabak. I wonder if he's caught up in all this slave trading stuff. Like, not actually involved or anything, but I wonder if his his life has anything to do with this.
Who knows? As you guys are sort of pondering and discussing just how shit of a human, or tiefling, Boone is, there's a bit of a commotion. And from the bar, so this is the opposite direction from the alleyway that Boone is heading, back towards the bar, you hear, "Hey, you stop!" And you look over and you see a couple of the police officers from the alleyway have sort of run out. And you see a man grinning from ear to ear, wearing nothing but a long coat with a few patches and holes, running full tilt, just well past the police, up the road. His dangly bits dangling for all the world to see. And even from your distance, you get a slight whiff of pungent bath oils. And this man running past the police, "Ha ha! You can't catch me! I'm Mr. Maple!" And he runs up the road, over a bridge, and then tumbles out of sight down the side of one of the banks as the police are trying to give chase, and failing miserably to catch him.
Well, that might be the second most weirdest thing we've seen tonight.
How impressive was he?
Well, his dangly bits?
Yep.
Well, I don't know, but I know some of you might have felt a little inadequate.
I'm sorry there, buddy.
Zambria was definitely interested.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
you might need to
Trabo
go into
feels a little-
detail there, Dan. It sounds like there's a.
I feel uncomfortable. She feels
Go
great.
into detail? Alright, let me get out my my hot dog and measuring tape.
So did he came out from the bar or a place near it?
He came along the road from the bar. You wouldn't have seen where he came from before then,
Okay,
because when this
You
sort
said,
of
yeah, I'm just clarifying. 'cause
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
From the bar.
from the direction of the bar, I should clarify.
Joe, he just came along the road in public, eh?
What did
Really in public.
what has Boone did in response? Did he turn and look at this commotion or continue?
Boone sort of looked as much as you guys did, and then if you look back to him now, he's sort of shaking his head, and much the same reaction as you guys, like, what the fuck? And then just continues walking onto the rail on the pavement.
I may be a psychopathic murderer, but at least I'm not that guy.
Yeah,
Any
Uh-huh.
chance we can catch him alone and like make him taste the curb?
Boone, or this streaker.
But
If you want to, you can certainly try. Absolutely.
Do we roll into it now?
He's going to be on a train with you guys for a few days. Could be a good way to
Yeah.
keep him contained rather than, well, there's an active police presence, but it's up to you. If you
Yeah.
want to make this guy taste shit right now, go for it.
I mean,
The world is your oyster.
Vengeance tastes best when it's had a little time to cook.
what's the train equivalent of keel hauling?
Train hauling.
Tying him to the back of the train and then just tossing him out while it's still moving.
That's going to be horrendous.
shall we then?
What you do is you chuck him out the front of the train, then he gets hit.
Really?
Should we instead see where that guy was running from, or leaving the scene of what?
Maybe good idea, yeah.
Wait, say that again?
As in, we should investigate where Oily Man Shrieker guy came from, because I don't think we're catching up to him. Nor catching. I know I'm
You
not
do
catching.
know that one of the police that was chasing him was not one of the police that came down the alleyway. They just sort of joined in at the hullabaloo. So you could possibly talk to the police? See about this man?
Yeah. What was all that commotion? What was that guy?
Here,
from
Nothing
the
makes go
roof.
running.
Hey, what's going on?
So
presume
forget
that I
his
just-
dangling bits. I had to go on the roof.
yeah, presume that after I had a chance to rest, I
Yeah,
cast Force
absolutely. I
Ladder
mean,
again
it's
to
out of
get down.
combat, so it's fine. Yeah, you have a few minutes to get that going. You guys get down from the roof and make your way over to the police. As you get close, the one that was chasing him sort of, hey, did any of you see a man run past? An exposed man.
How could we not?
Oh, good. Which way did he go? Bear in mind, you guys had a better view. You did see him dodge past the bridge. The police might not have seen him duck down behind that bank.
Wait, you just chase him just because he's indecently exposed?
Well, not just that, but that's certainly a big part of it.
Not
What else
just
did he
that.
He was, well, he
Didn't
It's-
look like that big a part of it to me.
he raises an eyebrow, looks you up and down. He says he's been terrorizing people all over the neighborhood. He was He was in the rail enclave, harassing the hotel's consigliers. Think of the children! It just seems at a loss
It's
for
the middle
words.
of the night. There are no children.
So he's harassing by showing his penis.
Well, I mean, yes, he asked the hotel people if anyone was staying on the top floor, and when they said no, he pulled off his trousers, waved it all about, and then ran out.
How terrifying for you.
Well, I didn't witness
the
it,
character.
but I mean, it's what we've been told happened. We found the pants, and he sort of gestures to one of the other guys, and the guy comes forward holding a pair of ripped tatty trousers. It all adds up.
Any of the people that were investigating the body thing still around?
The ones that joined the chase from that body sort of have
they're
made
still
their way
chasing?
back to... No, they've made their way back to the body. To
I'm
deal
just
with
going
that
to go,
area.
surely that body is more important than a
What
running
body?
around naked person.
Hey,
What body?
careful.
What the
When we
police
were
talking
hearing
about
Boone
earlier.
talking to the police, did we hear him describe who attacked
They
them?
mentioned a white hair. He mentioned that it was being a gang of thugs led by a white-haired tiefling. Was it?
A spiky white hair man.
Spiky
That was the
white-haired
description.
man. Yeah, but let's not let on that we know about this body. As far as we know, we're like, what body?
Well, whatever he was so scared about, concerned.
So, you know what he was... I mean, he was running from us. He's been running us all around town, since the hotel at least.
Have you
How
ever
long was
thought
that?
about being better and hitting him off at the junction or something?
He shrugs. Well, I'll be honest. I'm not as fit as I was in my heyday.
You guys don't have horses?
It's a fantastic idea. Unfortunately, no.
Who runs this police department? Seriously.
Running
Well, we
is a
didn't
strong
have horses
word.
either.
Yeah.
Call you guys a police force?
Yes.
I don't have a bad enough pun to put after that.
I think we're good.
Yeah, we're just like he went about that away, kind of towards the bridge.
Okay, but you don't give him any information about him diving down the bank?
No specific information.
Okay, cool. Alright, he thanks you. He
saw him
says,
go
alright, lad,
down.
we've got a direction. And they begin to sort of jog off in that direction, trying to find this man.
Are there any remaining policemen?
Just the ones that were dealing with the alleyway now.
Yeah.
There were 2 that were chasing this guy, and the 5 or 6 that were over with the body.
If I had thought about it, I probably would have tried to do an Arcana check before and after we put the bullet in the poor lady's head.
I think it's pretty obvious it was magical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we should try to get the police to let us speak with dead, if we can do that again.
Just some
How are
random
you
people.
just gonna
Well,
randomly
Nia
just
again,
go to
another
the police
scroll,
and
what's
say,
his thing?
hey, mind if I talk with a dead body?
I mean,
assume
the
if
body's
we were
not visible from the road, so if you guys let on that you know about the body, it's going to draw some pretty big
Rather-
questions.
rather the commotion that was
Yeah.
because we would have heard Boone coming up and being all, hope she's all right, blah 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 blah. Well, how could they have done this? Because he wasn't being quiet, and we were around to see the shrieker, so it should hopefully put us in the same
Okay.
location.
I mean, that's reasonable enough. You can try and get away with, yeah, we heard what's going on. Is there some kind of body?
Are we in danger,
I'd-
officer?
Yeah.
It just
I
so
like
happens we're
mobility.
undercover RHC officers.
Yeah.
I don't think I trust these police people enough
No.
to give them that information. They don't seem competent.
I'll be right back. I gotta take my dog outside real quick.
Okay.
We'll actually have a break here. We'll have a 15-minute, have some lunch, and then we'll come back at, let's call it 20. We'll call it 20 to the hour, eh?
20 to the hour? Sounds good.
20 to the hour. Sweet. Okay.
Sweet.
Do-do-do-do.